I'm Nina King. With me is Leah Pitts, and she will be fielding all of your questions. We have put together a brief Webex to help you navigate the world of emergency permits. At the end of this presentation, we will do a Q&A, so please send your questions to licensinghelp@doe.in.gov, EP Webex in the subject line. We'll be gathering those up and go through them at the end of the presentation. Any questions that we do not get to, we will be adding those to the Webex transcript. Please mute your Webex, turn off your videos if you have those on, and if you have any technical issues during the Webex, Don Gilroy will be monitoring that in the chat box. So, first we're going to go over some changes for this school year. The big three topics that are new this year are school social worker, communication disorder, and building level administrator emergency permits. First, we're going to talk about school social workers. Per the Governing Board of Social Workers, you cannot represent yourself as a school social worker without holding a valid IPLA license as either an LSW, a licensed social worker, or an LCSW, a licensed clinical social worker. We also cannot accept a temporary Indiana social worker license. We also cannot accept out-of-state school social worker licenses for reciprocity unless the applicant has already obtained the Indiana IPLA license. Communications disorders. As of July 1st, 2019, this year, we were once again able to start issuing EPs from communication disorders. The Speech Language Pathology Board has granted us this for 2 years, the 2019-20 school year and the 2021 school year. They will be revisiting the issue of emergency permits, and should there be any changes for the 21-22 school year, we will get that information on our website and available to you as soon as it becomes available to us. To qualify for communications disorders emergency permit, they must hold a bachelor's degree in speech, language, and hearing sciences or an equivalent. And 2, they must be enrolled in a graduate program in communications disorders and submit a verified study of plan. In order to renew, they must show proof of continued enrollment in the grad program and provide official transcripts showing completion of their coursework. And last, building level administrator emergency permits. To be eligible, the applicant must have completed at least 2 years instructional teaching experience at the P12 or post-secondary level. Please note that in order to eventually achieve a full BLA initial practitioner's license, the applicant must first hold an instructional or school counselor professional educator license and have 2 years experience in that licensed area, regardless of the progress in their BLA program or administrative experience. Now we'll go on to original emergency permits. Documentation that needs to be provided for an original emergency permit are official transcripts from a regionally accredited institution. If you are unsure of the accreditation, you can visit the CHIA website at www.chia.org. That is, unless it is a licensed teacher. In that case, we will not be asking for transcripts. Then they will just need to provide a valid CPR card from an IDOE-approved provider and a suicide prevention certificate. A quick note about emergency permits for CTE areas. EP applicants for CTE areas must document non-teaching industry work experience up front for the first permit. An EP applicant who holds an existing PEL must have 1,500 hours. An EP applicant that does not already hold a PEL must provide 4,000 hours. Verification should be a signed letter on business letterhead summarizing the whole employment responsibilities and the number of hours worked. So let's move on to emergency permit renewals. The biggest question that we get is how many times can a teacher hold an emergency permit? As long as they are providing documentation of ongoing annual progress towards full licensure for each renewal, there is no limit. Now, examples of documentation would be college coursework needs to be verified on official transcripts. Ongoing attempts to complete testing requirements must be documented by official test scores. If a college course for renewal has been canceled, that cancellation must be verified by the institution. Or if the courses necessary for licensure are not yet available because they are offered in a required sequence that is a future start date, we will also take a verification letter from the institution. If an applicant is providing tests to renew, they should have already completed a teacher prep program, a T2T program, or they are adding that content area with testing. Renewal coursework and testing must be completed after the issue date of the EP being renewed, meaning during the previous school year. Next big question is, what's the holdup? People calling looking for emergency permits, and we understand completely at the beginning of the year it is a little overwhelming. The vast majority of the EP applications that we receive come in July and August, and we process those in the order that we receive them from the school corporation. From July 1st of this year to September 9th, we processed almost 1,900 applications. Last year, for the total school year, we processed 3,812. So basically, we are processing almost half the entire year's emergency permits during those first few months. So again, thank you for your patience. Applications are routed to us after they're approved by the school corporation. So the sooner that we get them from you and into our queue, the sooner we can get them back out to the applicants. Sometimes applications, they may have checked yes to one of the legal review questions. If we require additional documentation for those, that again will delay an application. Official transcripts, another big one. They must show the award of the degree and the date conferred. This is the main reason we return original emergency permit applications. The transcripts are either not official or they're official, but they've had them printed before their degree has been conferred. CPR cards. We get so many CPR cards from online-only providers. Basically, my rule of thumb is if you go to the website of the CPR provider and you just watch a video and take a quiz and then you print a card for $29.99, chances are it is not going to be an approved provider and we're going to have to send that application back. Applicants who do not provide proof of progress towards licensure, that's a big reason for renewals that get returned. If there is any confusion on the corporation-approved subject area, if you have any questions about that, please refer to the assignment code if you're unsure what to put. A lot of times, if it's instructional aid, classroom assistant, we really can't put a content area on those, so we're going to route those back to you guys for clarification. So if you see one that you've approved and then you see it come back to your queue, look in the notes because 9 times out of 10, we've sent it back because we need better clarification on the content area. So a few months ago, we conducted an audit of all our emergency permit applications that we received on or before September the 9th. And with our findings, we are going to soon be sending out emails to the applicants and to the approving school corp authorities, letting them and you know what they need to be doing to provide proof of progress to renew next school year. The goal with this is to kind of reach out to the emergency permit holders to let them know what they should be doing this school year to prepare for next year's renewal. One of the examples, many things that we've seen were applicants who need to enroll either in a T2T or teacher prep program, but yet they're already taking the core test and sending those in as proof of progress when those really need to be taken after the completion of their program. If any of you have questions about an applicant's progress, or you want to know what do my applicants need to be doing in order to get ready for renewal, email me, Nina King, nking.doe.in.gov, or call me directly at 317-233-9618. We can also schedule a phone call. I can start as early as 7 in the morning. So if you have multiple applicants that you'd like to discuss, you can just email me their names and date of birth. That way, when I do call you back, I can have all the information available for you and also be able to email you a hard copy. You guys are awesome, and thank you for your patience. I hope you found everything helpful. Again, additional questions, we're here to help. I know it can be confusing sometimes, but just reach out to us and let us know what we can do to help you get through this. You guys have a great day, and thank you.